Slavery was a system where people of color were considered animals, and therefore they could be. One of the most enduring effects of slavery was, here was a system that was built on the fact that people of color were considered animals. They were literally not considered human beings. Even in scientific classifications, you would have, white male Europeans at the top, and then sort of a scale towards animalhood, and right in the middle between human and animal were the Khoi. They were considered a separate species. Now what that did is it enabled Europeans to treat us like animals. So for me it makes sense that we have to study this history. We have to understand how Khoisan enslaved women were treated, because when we do that we understand the historical roots of how their descendants are treated today. And in fact I wrote an article in 2004 where I said that you have to understand why is the Western Cape the province with the highest rate of gender-based violence, and this has been well documented by the Medical Research Council. I said it's because of 250 years of slavery, 250 years of the tot system, and 250 years of how women of a certain color were just looked down on. And when you understand that, then you begin to understand, well, how are we going to make it change? What is it? Where do we have to make the difference to do things like bring rates of gender-based violence?
10 years ago, I didn't know where I came from. But today I can say proudly that I am from everywhere. And that's why when I look in the mirror every day, I look at myself with pride, because I know where I come from. So the history of slavery plays a pivotal role in the history of South Africa and the history of Cape Town. And what is important, I think, for us in Cape Town and in South Africa is to build relationships between cultures, is to bring those cultures together so that we can learn to understand one another. Because we come from a fragmented society where we were divided, where we didn't know each other. And the whole issue of racism emanates from the history of slavery and the history of not understanding that we are because of them.